So what are some of the memories you have of the early days when the business started?
Well, my memories go back to my father working very hard, and my grandfather was in the furniture refinishing business, and what I saw as a kid growing up was a lot of hard work. And subsequent to starting in the basement, he then moved into a converted chicken coop, because during World War II, meat was a difficult thing to come by, so the family had raised 300 chickens, and I learned all about raising chickens, taking the eggs from under the chicken by holding its head, otherwise it would peck you, and watching slaughter of chickens, et cetera, et cetera. So those are all memories that I have growing up as the business was slowly growing.
Are there some values that Karl E. Weiler invested in the company that you think those values are still strong today?
Well, he certainly invested in surrounding himself with smart, capable, competent people. He was very respectful of everyone that worked with him, and treated everyone with dignity and respect, and that's certainly something that I learned from him. I also was put to work at a very early age, probably maybe 10 years old, and as I was doing some of the work, I said, "Dad, this stuff is so boring." And he said, "Son, you need to learn how that some of that work is in fact boring, so that when you have people doing that kind of work that you have as you grow up and take over the business, you'll appreciate what they do."
What would you say are some of the biggest milestones since the Weiler's founding in 1944?
Well, some of the biggest milestones relate to the initial products that Weiler got into. And when I joined Weiler in 1961 after my service in the Army, we were essentially a 100% private label manufacturer, and the bulk of the products were catered to the jewelry and silversmith industry. And I realized that in order to really get serious about this, I took a look at the largest company in the industry named Osborne, and what is it that they do, because I realized or learned that at one point in the late 40s into the 50s, they had 70% of the power brush business in the United States. So they became my beacon in terms of saying, let's see what they do that so makes them what they are, and we then ultimately got into the heavy-duty power brushes and knot type brushes.